Well, there has been a lot of attention directed to that number 7 car and, of course, the driver, Danica Patrick. But we do have a great race in front of her. We have 9 cars in front of Danica Patrick, and it looks like they're firing up the jets coming out of turn 4 to clean up that racetrack. They're done with the catch fence. And let's take another look at why we're under this 3rd caution and red flag.
Check out the top of your screen. That's Jesse Smith, the 29 car. Cuts down the right front tire, gets into the outside wall, and then Jill George comes along, dips down to the apron, DW, and we don't know whether it was just the flat of the apron or maybe she ran over some debris and cut a tire down.
Yeah, it definitely launched that car up on its side, though, and that was a hard lick.
Good news is that all the drivers involved in the 2 incidents have been checked and released from the infield care center.
When's your birthday, Phil?
In June.
We'll wish him happy birthday in June. We'll be back. Crew chiefs have just told their drivers fire the cars back up. We're about to go back racing. But before we do that, we're expecting most of the field, if not all of the field, to duck onto pit road and have potentially their final service done to the race cars.
You know, we had a few drivers pit back on lap number 23, so they actually could stay out here if they wanted. Maybe gamble, get some track position. Mark Thompson, Allie Owens, 2 of those cars, as well as Terry Jones and the 32 of Justin Marks, who is with a great team this year, going to run the full schedule Wintron Racing.
How about Bobby Gerhart?
Bobby Gerhart. That was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. I don't know that Bobby's in his pit window.
Okay.
Looks like that 6 car won't crank. They're going to have to give him a shove.
Yeah. And the ARCA officials will not penalize him because of that, because they do not blame him because of a red flag, his car not restarting. So they will push him and he will be able to get back into his rightful position.
Yeah, they just need to push him gently.
And he was 5th. He scored 5th right now when the red flag came out, so that will be the position that he will get back. Now, I'm assuming that they would keep pit road closed until he got into that position, because that would be an advantage on the rest of the field.
Looks like the pace car is really running slow, probably trying to give him enough time to get going, I would guess.
So they're working on getting Nelson Piquet Jr. refired on the backstretch.
And that's the thing. Does Nelson Piquet Jr. know that he can reclaim his position? That's another one of those things where the inexperience of doing this kind of racing. But I'm sure Eddie Sharp's guys will tell him, hey, you're able to drive right back up to where you were once they get that car refired. But Darrell, it looks like did it just not refire, or has it even refired yet?
It looks like he's having a real problem here.
Again, Nelson Piquet Jr. in that 6, struggling to get the car running.
I don't think it's running yet. Of course, the pits aren't open this time by, so.
Yeah, they're going to leave the pit road closed right now, and that may be because of this situation with Nelson Piquet Jr. But
I'm just not sure why the car hadn't fired. It's got to be something more terminal than it just wouldn't. The starter wasn't working, or maybe the battery's dead.
In this situation, we always hear, well, the kill button on the steering wheel, could that be bad, or would you have used that? Or
so many times drivers hit those things and don't realize it. I think there are systems that there's a light involved now that if you've hit that button, I think it has a light that tells you have, but not all systems are that way. I've seen a number of times a driver hit that while he's sitting there not doing anything, not paying any attention, and then the car won't start. And being a rookie in these cars, you may just not know.
But that's where it's a crew chief job to say, okay, hit the kill switch again, just in case you bumped it the first time.
Right.
During this red flag condition, we listened in between crew chief and driver of the 17.
How am I going to know what my pit speed limit is?
Nice and easy here. Nice and easy. You got one stop here on your right. Clear him.
Okay.
So pit road will be open this time.
Nelson Piquet finally got his car refired. Now he's about a half a lap behind.
I guarantee you he hit that button. And he had to take him all the way around here for them to explain to him what he needed to do, because once he got on pit road, the car fired and he took off.
We're expecting to see the hard left turn out of most of the field. And Jim Trado, I believe you've got a few cars coming your direction you'd like to talk about.
Well, we heard from Kevin Reed, the crew chief on the 25 of Mikey Kyle. He's running third. The car that's running second is Joey Coulter in the 16. They decided if James Busher comes, they're going to come, but they looked at the clock, they looked at the lap count. They're coming too. They're pitted next to each other with an opening in between. Joey Coulter is now coming down pit road. He's 10 spots away. James Busher leads the field down. Here comes that Ripon Energy Fuel Chevrolet of the 16 car of Joey Coulter. Ahead of him goes Mikey Kyle. A 4-tire change. What Harold Howley told me was they have built some adjustability in this race car. They're doing just tire pressure adjustments here as Joey Coulter in the 16 gets 4 fresh Hoosier radials. Two right sides. Let's go down to Wendy.
And Danica Patrick is already out of her pit stall. It was a little bit of confusion. She did come in very clean. She has damage on the left rear quarter panel of her race car. It was fuel only for the 7 crew, but Tony Uri Jr. did a fantastic job of slowly bringing her into her pit, and there was a lot going on because her pit road speed was hard to monitor. Her gauges with her RPMs are not correct, and she feels like it's idling awfully high, so there is some concern of watching that and getting through all of this. After a red flag, a driver has to go through a lot of this process, and you know it's something to learn when it's your first stock car race.
Great job, great pit work by Tony Uri's guys. It looks like she was second off pit road, but we had a few cars stay out. Bobby Gerhardt being one of those, Mark Thompson, Allie Owens, Justin Marks, the 32. So we've got some good cars stayed out. Little pit strategy. All those cars had previously pitted. They feel like they probably have enough fuel to get to the end. So now they're going to be up front.
Wendy, did they change tires on the 7, or they just fuel it?
No tires. It was fuel only. Fuel only. Tony Uri is saying you've only run 6 green flag laps, 8 green flag laps. So they were concerned that the tires still weren't good enough. Now they are talking right now about saving fuel for Danica at the end of the race, and Tony says it's not enough. We have a few more laps as a cushion, but right now no tires for the 7 car at this time. Fuel only. And she did ask as she got back on in the race car, did you fuel it up? Yep. Yes, they did.
Are they worried about that ding in the left rear quarter panel?
I'd call that a parachute.
Yeah, that's pretty considerable.
It's pretty big.
And you know, I didn't realize the damage she had until she got right into the pit stall in front of us, and I'm not sure the team did either, because Tony Uri Jr., as soon as she came to a stop, got a little bit frantic on the radio saying fix the rear quarter panel. So now that we're watching that, we are going to keep an eye on it, but there's no plan of bringing her back down pit road at this point. That was their one chance of straightening out that left rear quarter panel.
I'm wondering when that happened.
It happened in the down here when the 22 had the flat tire. She got straight as she went by. I forget who it was, but somebody got into the left rear of her car.
Aaron's lucky dog goes to Nick Igdalski. He will get a lap back in that number 1 car, so Nick will be back on the lead lap.
I think we may be in a situation now where we're not going to see the single file racing anymore, because we have James Busher, who obviously has a fast car right now, running 5th. Some of the cars in front of him, he's not seen this entire race. So I think now we may see some guys and girls going for the lead, maybe.
Well, you know, I think the 5 car certainly is somebody that could run with the 51. Bobby Gerhardt in the 5. But I tell you, that 51 car of Busher's, he's going to be in a hurry to get to the front, because he knows this race. It's getting dark.
Jim Trado.
Real quick, guys, Mikey Kyle came in this race in the top 3 on pit road. They changed 4 tires. They hung up the left front. He went out 25th. So the car that was fast all by itself, or with 1 car ahead of him, will have nearly half the field to collect, and hopefully teammates will help him get back to the front for Venturini Motorsports. A horrible stop, puts him well back in the field.